Yes, that's pretty fresh. That's pretty fresh. Man, if I was a DJ, that would sound so much better. What's up, everybody? My name is Mighty Muds, and this is Pretty Fresh. Yes, Pretty Fresh. If you are listening, that means you are subscribed on iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, or YouTube, and I want to thank you. Hey, look at me. Thank you. I know I'm not physically there, but look at me. Look at the screen that you're watching. Look, thank you. Thank you for listening. Today we have episode 9. Yes, I said it, episode 9. That means there's been 9 episodes of Pretty Fresh, and it's pretty fucking great, isn't it? At least I hope. Shit. Today we have my brother. Yes, I said it, my brother. Biels One. If you guys know anything about Biels One, you know that he is a graphic artist, he's a graphic designer, he is a graffiti writer, he is a all-around great fucking dude. Why? Because he's my fucking brother, that's why. No, he's a lot of things. He's a writer, he writes a lot of stuff, he just writes a lot. He's a knower of words. Sir quotes a lot, as other people call him. Biels, Nex, as you hear in the episode later on. A lot of words, a lot of people, but this man is my brother, and I am so proud of him, and I've always looked up to him because he's always been that dude, that brother, that, like, you know, I look up to all my brothers, but he was the first one that I actually, like, you know, it felt that brother bond that I've been trying to, well, that was weird. I've been trying to gain his attention and gain his I guess his proudness. No, that didn't make fucking sense. I've been trying to be the best so I can get his attention and be like, oh wow, that guy, my little brother, is fucking pretty great. It's pretty fresh. And yeah, I believe I got that too. And when he was turning 28, he was extremely drunk, and he went up to me. He was like, dude, I just want to tell you I'm super proud of you, and you've been doing fucking great. And that was back then. Shit, man, he's 31 now, 32, I think. Fuck. First off, he looks great. And second, I've been doing a lot of shit since then, guys. I don't know if you guys know that. Shit. Anyway, you guys will listen to that more later, but we are brought to you by platformcollection.com. If you want to listen, if you want to see stuff, if you want to watch videos, go to platformcollection.com. There's a lot of stuff over there. 60s podcast. You have Cookbooks podcast, Really Though, and Status Escalate podcast. You have Kali, episode 8. I don't know if you guys heard that. Oh, it was the shit. He brought a lot of knowledge, a lot of stuff, a lot of tips, and he does that every week on Bars Weekly, the video shit that we do. We have, he has the Status Escalate podcast. He has Proof of Life Radio. He has other things in the works, but you don't even know that. You gotta follow him at Kali310. Follow that man. He does a lot of shit. Hardest working dude. Besides myself. Come on. Crappy Awesome with Kill C Ray and Mr. Arash. I don't really think anybody listens to that, but we could just move ahead. We have the Orchestrated Network with the Motu crew because they're the shit. That's why. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to 3D Beats, because that's how he says it on his intro. I like his intro, man. It's fucking nice. You guys gotta check that out. Motu Crew, the Masters of the Universe podcast on the Orchestrated Network. Check that out, please, 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 please. We have a 2Mix Hologram Radio, 2Mix Hologram Show at 2mixhologram.com. But you know what? I want to listen to my brother already. So I'm sorry, guys, if this was rambling. Oh, shout out to Gadzooks, by the way. He had a bunch of pictures shown at the GCS in Santa Ana. It was awesome. He went to Cuba, and he had a fucking great time, and I'm super proud of that dude. We're going to do the active shooter one day. And also, maybe I'll drop part 2 soon, if you guys demand it enough. That was long, right? That's what she said. Anyway, that was long. Fuck, man. I don't want to edit this out. Whatever. Without further ado, this is Biels One. Here we go.
Yeah.
Good? That's fine?
I need to know how close I need to have.
Yeah, you could have it like this far away. I don't know. I mean, I tend to do it like this just so you can hear it pretty well.
What's the clicker for?
What clicker? Oh, there's... Oh, okay, never mind. There you go.
You don't have other headphones?
Nah, because the thing, like, I think this interface is fucked up. So if I have, like, a dual one, I can't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. So I've been
All
using
right.
like this. You ready?
Yes, sir. Do I?
Go ahead. What?
Should I have them on, or do you need to hear yourself?
No, I don't. I already kind of got it.
I think I need to hear more because
Yeah, just so you could know how far.
range.
Okay.
What's up?
So how I met you, I don't remember. I'm trying to think the earliest memory, but I'm trying to, but I can't think of anything. I feel like it's something with a bike. Like I think I was trying to learn how to ride a bike, and you were trying to teach me, and we were in the front of the house on Dorothy, and you know how we had like dirt, and then we had like a little walkway, and I think I was trying to ride it, and you took out the pedals, or we both took out the pedals from the back, and I fell into the thorn bush.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't remember that.
No, and then I fell into the thorn bush, and like
That's funny.
I remember like standing up and like, oh shit, all these thorns were like on me, and we had to pick them out.
That.
I had my favorite. They looked like gold pants. It was the gold color type of pants, like very like mustardy yellow. No?
Oh yeah. But I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that was the earliest one.
That's a horrible memory.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's the earliest one that I remember.
I don't remember too much of you when you were young.
Okay, damn. That's what I was hoping that you were gonna say. Oh, my earliest memory was this, and I didn't know.
For some reason I didn't. I guess I wasn't paying attention to your bullshit.
Do you have any memory?
I don't really remember too much of your.
What's the earliest one though that you remember?
Fuck. I don't know. There isn't too much of you young. It's more of you in the fucking like 14s, 15s, right when you were starting to get hip into this. Yeah,
what's the earliest one?
That's when like it started becoming like, oh, okay. And you started I started, reaching out more and things like that. I think before that it was probably dry, huh? Maybe it was just kid stuff between us at that point. Before that, I'm saying,
because it was more like I guess it was very distant, but that's how the family is kind of. I feel.
Yeah,
as we're very distant until we get older, and then once we get older, we kind of start hanging out a little bit more. Because it's like, oh, you could hang out now, like with this fucker. Like now, it's like, oh, we could hang out now because you're like into the same shit I am or whatever.
It works out better.
So I don't really remember much like interaction.
Yeah, nah.
Like there was interaction,
Obviously.
but I don't remember much of it.
Yeah, that's true. Like even that picture that I just shared the other day with what was it, the beach one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, damn, I don't remember that day.
I remember some of that day.
I don't remember none of that day, but I was like, oh, that's a cool picture.
Yeah, I remember some of that day, but we're like what 8 years apart or so.
I'm 31.
I'm 25, so that's like a good 6. And then with Trini, I think it's about 10, right, for me and him.
Yeah, he's 5 years, I think, from me.
Yeah, so he's okay. So it's
5
10
or
and then
4.
10 and 5, 10 and 6. So it's understandable for me and Trini, but like with you, I guess kind of I get it too.
It was a gap, bro. It wasn't a big gap, but it was a gap.
But yeah, I think that's probably the earliest memory I have.
So horrible. We need to change that one.
The other one that like it's the one that's imprinted, because like when you have, oh, this is the first time I heard this song or whatever. There was a time, cause I've said this before. There was a time where we had the family computer, right, in Trini's room or your room, Trini's room, and I was using the computer for something, I forgot what, and you were using it like a few minutes before I started using it. And
so watching porn or what?
No, I think we had iTunes or we had something. I think iTunes was relatively new.
Nah, it probably wasn't even that.
We had something music
media player or something.
Probably was, but like I remember you. I think you had. I don't remember how or I don't remember what you were putting it into, but you had like you were probably putting like on CDs or something.
I was burning.
Yeah, and you would usually like delete everything once you got off of the computer. But you left one song on there. Do you remember the song?
Damn, no.
You left Angels with Dirty Faces on. by Living Legends.
Oh yeah, that's
you
a
left
good song
you
too.
left one song on there, yeah.
That's a good song.
And then you left and you did something. And then I remember going on the computer and I was like, he probably put that shit just so I could hear it. Like, I'm not gonna fucking hear it. And I didn't. I was like, I'm not gonna hear it. And then for like a few days, it was still there, and I was like, I'm not gonna hear it. And then I finally heard it, and I probably put like 88 fucking plays on it because I had it on repeat, and I was like, oh, that's fucking great.
Damn, that's back when I used to burn a lot of music off of like LimeWire and all those fucking websites. Because I think, wasn't it one of those? I think there was one of those. It was a gang of those websites. Early. Yeah, way before Google.
Yeah, I don't remember the burning sites. I just remember LimeWire. I feel like there's another LimeWire, but there's a pre-LimeWire.
There was another wire. There was a gang of those.
I just don't remember what's it called.
Yeah, I used to burn a lot of that music. I was stealing.
Okay, so do you have any early memory for yourself?
Damn, I have a lot of memories, but like, I don't know. What, that include you or not?
No, it doesn't have to include me.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things I remember about myself. I had a good time.
Yeah, I want to know.
I had a good life.
Very curious.
I guess some of my favorite things that I want to talk about, like us and stuff, is probably the first Rock the Bells that I took you to.
That was good.
That free ticket that you got that day.
Yeah, that was a gift
for a good show. That was a good show too. Who was there? Tribe?
No, it was Mos Def. It was Talib Kweli. It was Murs rocking like fucking third. It was
wasn't it Murs and
it was Dirty Heads probably first two, I think. It was a lot. It was a lot of people. 2006, I think. Or Rock the Bell 6.
But who closed it? That was Mos Def?
It was Wu-Tang closed it.
Oh wow! I took you to a Wu-Tang show.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It was a gift that year was.
Yeah.
That year was filled with wonders.
Yeah. That was a good show. Yeah, that's a good one too.
It shaped my life.
The way that I got started with like this, with hip hop and stuff, was I think I want to say it was like junior year. Could have been sophomore, but it was junior year in high school, and it was me meeting.
It looked really early on.
It was me meeting.
How you were dressed and how everything. It looked like you had that like very earlier on before even junior year.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I was always one of these kids that like I used to like I really like Ice Cube and you know, all that stuff that was coming out at that point. Biggie, I still like Biggie. I still think Biggie. Don't judge me, but I still think Biggie's better than Tupac.
So you're a Biggie guy? Good, I am too. I have, for some reason I cannot like.
I mean, I fuck with Tupac.
I don't get it.
Tupac's dope and shit, but I fucking prefer Biggie. I don't know. Maybe I'm an East Coast guy. But yeah, it was. I remember used to recite cube lines on the block on Dorothy, right there with Chris and Alex and Javi. Rest in peace, Javi. That was fun. And then I guess it was always a part of me, but it wasn't a part of me up until about that grade, about 10th. Damn, that's a flyer?
That was the one. Yeah, that was the flyer.
Fuck. Planet Asia. Oh, that's dope. That's when Planet Asia was.
It's Rock the Bell's 5, right? That's what it says? Or 4?
What?
No, it's 6. Sorry.
Festival 4.
Rock the Bell's 4. Rock the Bell's 4.
Damn, Rock the Bell's 4. Look that flyer up. That shit was dope. It was a good one. There's a lot of good people in that one.
So yeah, you used to listen to it?
Oh yeah, so then I met up with I used to listen to hip hop dope right back when hip hop was on the radio and stuff. But once I met Mase, was when he really introduced me to the things I didn't know about that before all this stuff, you know? That's when I started listening to Sugar Hill Gang, and I went back more than forward. So I went back to the beginning, and I learned all of that through him, like pushing artists on me. And
you remember the first song you heard?
With what?
That shaped the whole.
That was
I want to go back. Oh, really?
Wu-Tang was what brought me deep into like, oh, this is what I like.
Shaolin shadow boxing, and the Wu-Tang sword style. If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus! Bring the motherfucking ruckus! Bring the motherfucking ruckus! Bring the motherfucking ruckus!
Ghostface, catch the blast of a hype verse. my Glock burst, leaving a hearse. I did worse. I come rough, tough like an elephant tusk. Your head rush, fly like Egyptian musk. Aw, shit, Wu-Tang Clan sparked the Wixen. However, I mastered a trick just like Nixon, causing terror, quick damage your whole era. Hard rocks is locked the fuck up. I found shot, PLO style, hazardous, cause I wreck this dangerous. I blow spots like Waco, Texas.
I watch my back like I'm locked down. Hardcore hitting sound, watch me act raw and tear down. A little type asshole. Songs going gold, no doubt. And you watch your corny nigga fall. Yeah, they faking all that. Carrying gats, but your mind plan rolling like 40 max. Now you act convinced, I guess it makes sense. Wu-Tang, yo, so represent. I wait for one to act up. Now I got him backed up. Gun to his neck now, react what? And that's one in the chamber. Wu-Tang banger, 36 styles of danger.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. 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 Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
I rip it, hardcore like porno flick bitches. I roll with groups of ghetto bastards with biscuits. Check it, my method on the microphone's banging. Wu-Tang slang, I leave your headpiece hanging. Plus this, I'm kicking like Seagal out with justice. The roughness, just the rudeness. Fuck this, rap rum, I verbally assault with the tongue. Murder one, my style shocks you not like a stun gun. I'm hectic, I wreck it with the quickness. Say it on the microphone, and competition get blown. While this nasty ass nigga with my nigga, the RZA, charged like a bull and got pulled like a trigger. So bad, stabbing up the pad with the vocab crabs. I scream on your ass like your dad, bring it on.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Yo, I'm more rugged than slave man boots, new recruits. I'm fucking up MC troops. I break loose and trample shit while I stomp. I'm unholing that ass cause I'm straight out the swamp. Creeping up on sight, now it's fight night. My Wu-Tang slang is mad fucking dangerous and more deadly than the stroke of an axe. Chopping through your back, giving bystanders heart attacks. Niggas try to flick, tell me who is them. I blow up this fucking prism, make it a vicious act of terrorism. You wanna bring it, so fuck it. Come on and bring the ruckus. Then I provoke niggas to kick buckets. I'm wetting cream, I ain't wetting fame. Who's selling game? I'm giving out a deadly game. It's not the Russian, it's the Wu-Tang crushing. Roulette, slip up, you get fucked like Suzette. Bring the fucking ruckus.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Wu-Tang was like the source that like was like, hell yeah, why do I like it? It was that. I was listening to 36 Chambers and like listening to all that stuff. It was like that. It was like got me.
Your class of what? 99?
No, fuck no.
I thought it was 04?
Class of 03.
03.
So, high school. I'm
So
class
it
of
was
03.
2001-ish that you heard all this stuff?
Yeah, about 2001 is when I started getting deep. 2001, 2002, I guess you could say. Yeah, 2001, 2002 is when I started getting really deep into it. And I went back, I learned everything. And that's when I started writing, too.
Oh, really?
That's when I became a writer.
It looks like it felt like it was all early on. Like you already knew it like by middle school. Around junior year, you say, fuck.
About sophomore, junior year is when I really decided that I was like, man, I want to write. I want to do something now. I want to be involved in this somehow. And writing felt like the best way to get in. So I became Next. NEKS.
What?
That was my first. That was my
really?
First, that was my first writer name. NEKS. Next. Next one.
Oh, really? Fuck.
Yeah, Next. You know, like I'm next.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, but I didn't use that T. I used NEKS, and that was fun. I used to write it on the alleys, on our alley right there, right outside.
Uh-huh.
I used to walk that alley and write Next with pencils and shit. I was a young writer, not knowing what to write with. Yeah, that was fun. And then there was Wise. Then I changed to Wise, and that's when I met up with all these other writers. And then I told Mase, I told Joe, the sound tech, whatever you want to call his ass. I told him that I wanted to write with him, you know, so it became like a tag team thing, and we started writing his crew, MK.
Mm-hmm.
So I was Wise MK, and I still think there's a tag on Hunt right now that says Wise MK. or it says, I don't know, it could be Wise or Biels. I don't know, but I know there's an MK
It's
tag.
Wise. It's not Bile.
There's
I think it was Wise.
there's an MKC tag somewhere. I know that. What was it? Massive Chaos, I think. That's what it was. I think that's what we used to write. And then I started getting hate. Wise2FC started hating on me, and then I changed it. I just didn't want to deal with it. And Wise was too common. I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to change it. So I started picking letters, and that's how I came up with my name. I liked the letter B, and then I just put letters that I liked, that I thought were cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I put B-I-E-L, and I pronounced it Biel, Biels. But I would also write it B-I-O-L, B-I-L-E, like the actual word.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then that's how that happened. And that's how Biels was born at that point. What was it senior year, I was writing Biels, legit. And I was already studied and learned in all the hip-hop history, and I had caught up to what was going on now. And by then, music was already changing, so it was like the brand new shit was popping off and whatever. And I was into it because I was trying to be hyphy and shit. So that was fun. But yeah, Biels now. Damn, it's been a long time now, huh? What was that? 2001? Damn, fuck. You seriously? That's a long time. That's what, 17 years basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, 17
We're getting close to it, yeah.
17 years of Biels, yeah. That was fun.
So you don't have like you do, you have Wu-Tang. But what made you get really, really, really stuck on it?
Stuck on hip hop or stuck on what?
Stuck on hip hop. What was the reason?
I think once I started learning more of the culture of what it was about is what kept me around more. And then the interactions that I was having with people, because I think for a long time it was just about the music and me writing or whatever. But then I started meeting people at these shows and things like that. And you would see familiar faces because you would see them at all the shows, at all the Rock the Bells, at the Pay Dues, and you started meeting people like that. And I liked that connection. That connection was cool. I like having that. Even to this day, when people see me at these shows, sometimes they ask, what do you do? Why are you always around? And it was I'm just a part of the movement. You become a part of the scene, you know? And that's what happened to me. Just the connection that I was getting from hip hop, the feeling. It was a good feeling. I liked going to shows and even standing in the back of the crowd and just looking. It was fun. And then obviously the drugs and the booze and shit, and the women. Damn, the women at these shows. They're getting a little too young for me now, though. So it's kind of it's not as fun as it used to be, but it's all right.
What were you listening to before?
I think, legit. I've always probably listened to hip hop on my own, but I'm saying it was hip hop that was on the radio. I still think you need.
So what was back then on the radio?
Back then it was fun. It was all the stuff that you consider old right now, right? Like Puff Daddy, back when he was Puff Daddy. And the Family. Biggie was on the radio.
So you had the mainstream.
Yeah, but the mainstream was
they were still good though.
It was the music that they were making was still it was good.
Music?
It was wow, yeah, it was music. It was still damn.
So you still have Puff Daddy, Biggie, Tupac, Ice Cube,
yeah,
Easy, all those people.
Yeah, that's what was on the radio when I was coming up. That's what was on. And before that, it was all quebraditas. Quebradita.
Uh-huh.
All the stuff that my dad used to show us. Quebradita, banda, cumbias. Still to the day, but hip hop. I came up on that.
You have an early memory on my dad that you were just that was fucking cool.
I think I get those even to the day sometimes. I'll get random man, this guy's done a lot. Some of my favorite things are the way I watched him work, his interactions with people. It's really similar to the way I talk to them, so it makes me feel good. When I see him talking to his people, I'm like, oh, all right, that's why I talk the way I talk, because he has a good he has a good social skills. He knows how to talk to people and sell you on stuff or whatever, or catch you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really good at that. And I seen him do that a lot throughout the years when I would go to shows with him and stuff like that. I remember one time I went to a that's where it gets good at.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a homegirl's house. We went out to her house. I forgot where the fuck it was. Over there by LA Zoo though. And we went out to LA Zoo, somewhere around that area. I don't know what city's over there, but we went to this girl's house. It was me and like two other guys, I think, or we and one homie. I forgot, but we went to this girl's house. I ended up staying up out all night. It was about sunrise, and me and the homie started driving back home. And then I got here. I got home like probably like 6:30, 7 in the morning, and my dad was up. I think my dad and my mom were probably up. I was like, fuck, you know. I was like, they're gonna trip or whatever, and I was like, whatever, fuck it. I hadn't slept nothing, like shit, no sleep. I was at that girl's house.
How old were you?
Fuck, I was probably like what? I had to be like 16, 17 maybe. I wasn't old, and I wasn't old enough to be out all night like that, but I wasn't young either. And I remember I got home that day. He was getting ready to go to one of those shows he used to go to.
Yeah.
A festival or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, where you going? So I'm going to go to this thing over there. And then I go, oh, can I come? And he was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Fuck it. I was already dressed because I just got home. So I was like, all right. I was like, damn. I didn't tell him where I was at. I don't think I told him where I was at. But I think I just got in the van. I think we took the van that day. And I laid down in the back. But I didn't really fall asleep or anything. I was just kicking it. I think it was just me and him that day, too.
No phone or anything, right?
Nah, phones weren't around like that. Nah. I think probably the best I had was probably a CD player, but I don't even think I had that. I probably didn't even have that. It was probably a radio, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that was a crazy time. I remember I was so tired. I don't even know why I decided to go that day, but I was just like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go hang out. So I did an all-nighter, and then came back way in the afternoon. I was dead. I remember that. It was a weekend too, so I was dead. I remember I fell asleep as soon as we came back. But that was fun though. That's the kind of shit. And just watching him work though, he's a good guy. He has his ways and shit. You can learn a lot from him.
Yeah,
That's why a lot of people want to talk to him sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember when these artists that he represented would come, or that wanted to get represented, would come to the house. And then this guy Narquillo, at that point he was really popping on the radio. And he walked into the house one time, and I was like, what the fuck? He walked to the back and knocks on the door. I think I opened the door, and I'm like, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm looking for he says my dad. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, nah, he's not here. And he was like, oh, all right. Hey, just tell him that el Narquillo lo busca or whatever. And I was like, damn. And I was like, I knew who he was, but I was like, oh shit, it is this fool. Like, damn. Fucking famous people walking into the house like nothing. Like, what? I was like, wow. I was like, all right. That was cool. Seeing that kind of shit. Lupillo Rivera parked in the front.
Yeah.
Fucking laying back in the car waiting for my dad to get out so he could drive.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Juan bought him a Game Boy Advance, I think, right?
Really? Damn.
Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, he bought him a Game Boy Advance.
What the fuck? He never bought me none.
I just saw that he just gave him like a little golden Pikachu Game Boy Advance, and I was like, what the fuck?
What?
It was crazy.
No way. What a dick. He never bought us shit.
Do you just have an early memory of my dad?
Damn.
Just the earliest one, because I have a good one. I want to see yours.
Nah. One of these things that I could tell you that is a valuable lesson to me. It's like recently I brought it up because it was a really good lesson. It was this one time that I really wanted to go to Disney's on Ice, and I really wanted to go. And I remember I was bugging. I had to be about 7 maybe. I was at that whiny age though. And I remember that I was really bugging about it, really, really bugging about it. And my mom was just like, shut the fuck up, right? Shut up, right? And then I guess my dad started getting mad.
He doesn't get mad as
Exactly.
He doesn't get mad like. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he doesn't do that a lot. So, you know, to see him snap at that point, I remember that I was like, man, you know, like, oh, and I remember what he did. He got his shoe, you know, his shoes he wears, the going out ones. You know how they have like that fucking heavy sole at the bottom.
Yeah.
And he got that shit and smacked the fuck out of me. I remember that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he smacked me in the ass, I think. Like maybe like twice. Like, shut the fuck up. There. I told you already. Like, stop. We're not gonna go. And it's like the reason why it's a lesson is because if I remember correctly at that point, and I guess because I'm an adult now, I think about it now, it's like, damn, maybe, you know, I was being a little bitch and whining about it, but maybe there just wasn't a way to go. Like, maybe it wasn't possible. Like, you know, maybe there was no money flow, or maybe the income was bad at that point. And I didn't even think about that kind of shit. So it's like,
You usually don't when you're younger, like until you get like, I don't know, 16 or 17. That's when you just start like, okay, I get it.
yeah, you
Kind of
realize.
get
See,
it.
that's the thing about it. It's like, I think I grew up like that, like not really asking for too much, because I knew we didn't have enough. Like, you know, like I that's the mentality that I grew up with, because I didn't go to like prom
Same.
because I didn't want to ask for the money for that. I didn't want to ask for the money. I didn't want to have to go get something. That wasn't me. Like, I knew that I didn't have it, so I couldn't ask for it. You know, I knew I wasn't gonna have a right for shit like that and things like that. I was like, so I just figured it out, I guess, on my own.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah. And then that's like one of my favorite lessons right now. That's like really pushing a lot. Like, you know, like to be like grateful for the things you have and can do. And that's what I'm trying to show Daniel, that he needs to accept when I say no. But the difference is with me is that I'm telling him why. Like, I'm explaining, no, I don't have money right now. We can't do that.
That's
Instead of being what do you call it? Like trying to hide that and be like, nah. And I was like, nah, I just tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, no, I just can't. We can't. I don't have that.
I have the same mentality. I think I feel like it was 14 or 15 when I started not asking anymore, and I started just figuring it out by myself. And it got to the point where, like, I would ask my dad, like, hey, I'm going to go to the movies or something, or I'm going to go over here. And then he'd ask me, like, do you want money? I'm like, no. And then he'd give me money. I don't need it. Like, and he was like, he would still kind of, like, give me, like, anything. And I'm like, I don't need it, but thanks. You know, like, I'll get it. But that's how it was for, like, I mean, still kind of, it feels like that. I mean, if
the majority,
if I need something, I'm not going to ask for it. I'll figure it out on my own, but, you know.
Yeah. I think I have an easier time asking for it now than I did at that point. Like, now I could ask for, like, oh, let me get a 20. You got a 20 on you? Like, things like that. Like, because it's easier for me now. And if it's like, all right. But at that point, yeah, that's how it was. It was not. I didn't want to ask for things that I knew maybe weren't like, I don't know. It's just, I didn't want to force, like, that fun, because I was like, whatever. But I did start having a good time around 16, 17, though. That's when I started going to flyer parties.
Started throwing them, right?
And going, promoting.
Nice.
That's when it started getting good. But on my own.
But, hold on, yeah. Let me tell you my story. My dad, I think, was out. I don't know where he was. It was like on my birthday. Do you remember any of this? Nothing so far. He was out. I don't know where he went. And I think it was my birthday or it was the day before my birthday. And my mom said that he was going to miss it. And I really wanted a Game Boy Color because it came out, and I think shit. I broke yours. The pocket, the big ass one.
The purple one.
No, I got the purple one, but you had a gray one, and I was using it, and then I walked into the wall, and that's when it fucked up, and it just didn't turn on anymore.
I don't remember that.
Okay. Well, I ended up asking him for it, and I don't know what happened, but he fucking he showed up like in the middle of the night, I think, or like almost like, I don't know, 9 or 10. He showed up, and I was like, oh shit, you made it. I don't give a fuck about it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I hugged him, and then when I hugged him, he had like that big ass trench coat, and like he was like, what the fuck is this? And like it was a box, and he pulled out the Game Boy, and then he pulled out
that's a good one.
the yellow version, and I was like, oh shit, he actually got it.
It's a way better memory than the other one.
I know yours. I was thinking something happy, but yours is all negative. But like, I get it though. But
yeah,
but mine that was the earliest one I have.
Yeah, that's good.
He's good.
Yeah, he does that stuff. He did a lot. He's taught us a lot in his own ways and shit, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah, very true.
They have their own tactics.
That the anger thing, that's something that I don't other parents probably get angry and they yell and stuff, and like
We didn't have that, huh?
for him it wasn't really like that. For him and my mom, it was more like it felt, at least to me, like when he got angry, that's when I knew it was like, okay, it's serious now. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
At this point,
I
it
was
was
like,
like, all
that's
right, I'm
it.
not doing nothing no more. Like, that's it. I'm quiet. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you didn't want to mess around at that point.
Yeah.
So because you were probably gonna get hit.
So there was only a few times where I got to hear him raise his voice, and I was like, oh shit, all right.
Yeah,
It's like, oh
just get
shit, serious.
quiet. That's funny. Yeah, bro. I don't remember too much of that stuff. I don't know why.
Okay, so flyer parties. How did you even get into that whole thing?
Flyer parties, Scooter, Faded Creations.
That's what. Yes.
Scooter, Faded Creations.
Yes.
bro.
I was hoping you'd remember the name.
Hell yeah, that's me.
You have
right there.
did you have a badge and all that
I
stuff
still
too?
have that motherfucker
Oh,
somewhere.
Jesus. Okay, so
That shit was fun. We started going to parties. I think somebody had to introduce us to a party that was a flyer party. Went to it. That shit was fun. And then next week came up. Another one popped up. We went to that. And it was just high school people at first. It was a bunch of high school people. And then we started meeting more people on the regular, from the real world. People that were living like East Los and downtown LA. Like just random people were meeting.
did you ever have that because it didn't seem like it, because it seemed like you grew up really quickly, but I guess it probably wasn't. But like, if it felt like we had a bubble, or I felt like for me I had a bubble, and Southgate was like
Yeah.
small. When I would go to Alameda, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah,
this
I think
isn't
that's-
Southgate or whatever.
That's what happened. I guess, yeah, I did burst that shit in early then, because, yeah, I broke out 16, 17. I started visiting other cities, Hawaiian Gardens, Gardena, Compton. I was going everywhere, all over the fucking place.
That felt far to
age.
me. That
Huh?
felt far to me. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Carson felt fucking far to me. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
20
is
minutes
far.
away or whatever. But
It
like,
is
it's
far.
It feels farther when you're, I guess, a little younger.
Yeah.
So you started going. How did you even get into that whole, like, was it friends and friends or?
Yeah,
or?
friends, and then more friends started joining in, and we actually became our own crew. We started Bitches and Beer. That's what
Okay.
it was called, Bitches and Beer, because we wanted bitches and we had a lot of beer. It was funny. It was some bullshit we came up with. We went to a party once, and then we were promoting that ourselves, you know, like just saying that, Bitches and Beer. And I think somebody came up with the logo. At that point, I wasn't even into the design world, but somebody came up with it and was like, all right, pushing
What was
it.
the logo?
I forgot, bro. Bitches and Beer, I forgot.
What was the Faded Creations logo?
The Faded Creations logo is it's a turtle, I think, smoking out of a big ass bong. Yeah,
Shit.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. A turtle and a rabbit, I think. I'm gonna have to look that up, but I think it is a turtle and a rabbit smoking out of a big bong. Anyways, we ended up meeting the main guy of Faded Creations at one of these parties, and I guess he thought we were cool, so we all kicked it. And he told us, like, you know what, man, maybe you guys just drop that and then just join our crew, make it better for us or whatever. And then we ended up doing that. We ended up just dropping our Bitches and Beer, and it became Faded Creations, and we all got into Faded Creations, and then that whole thing was like crazy. Yeah, look, it was this one.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's tight.
yeah, that was the logo right there. I should still have it on my badge somewhere. And they were taking, yeah, see?
Do you have a party
Turtle.
crew name, or was it just, what was it?
It was Scooter.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it was. I thought it was. Okay, Scooter.
Scooter was my
Why was
my
it-
part.
why was it
Somebody
Scooter?
fucking came up. I didn't like it. Somebody came up
It doesn't
with
sound like you would like it.
it. Yeah, nah. Somebody came up with it. I think it was just the glasses.
Okay.
One of these fucking idiots was just like, he wears glasses, Scooter. I don't know. He just came up with it and it was stupid. I thought it was stupid, but whatever. I was still calling myself Biels anyways. So that was it. Yeah, then I got into that.
Laminated and everything?
Yeah. That's funny.
Even that, like, it seems so far-fetched. Like,
Even that.
how the fuck would you get laminated, like, car? But it's easier now. But
Yeah, I remember the day they brought it to me. I think it was the main guy from the crew. He was like, yeah, he came to the house. He was like, yeah, I'm outside. Boom, I walked down. He handed me my badge. I think I was supposed to give him like $5 or some shit. He said, yeah, don't worry about it. And I'll get it later. And I was like, all right. But yeah, I still have that shit somewhere. It's pretty dope. It was a good time. That was roughly like, I want to say like a full year of that before I grew out of it. And it just became stale. Like, and then parties were getting shut down. That was the LA flyer party scene for a good year. It was fun. I know it still exists, but now it's different. But at that point, it was still fun. And then I grew out of it, and then I think I went back into the whole graffiti thing. Graffiti came back into it.
So how heavy were you into the whole graph?
Graffiti?
For how long were you?
Man, for a while. I still do it. But now I do it way better.
That's fine.
I started when I got really, like, I don't know, I started getting deep into it for a minute. Around 2002, at the end of, like, maybe early 2003, 2002.
What was your drive to do it for?
Just to get it known, I guess. At that point, I was writing Biels, NMEAP, and the crew, we were all kick it. These fools were like most of them were like a year younger than me.
Do you remember the names? Anybody else in the?
Yeah, drugs. It was a lot of us. Drugs, Keo, Aru, Soul. Man, a few. That's all I can think of right now. There was a gang of us, Arco, I think. It was a gang of us. We were writing pretty heavy for a minute, and then Joe Mase. Mase was basically my fucking tag team partner at that point, though. We were putting it up deep in Southgate area.
You just joined? You didn't start it or anything?
Nah, I just joined into those crews, and then at that point I was trying to join in other crews, and it was just like, what am I doing? And I ended up stopping that whole. I don't know. I just dropped those crews. Like, it just became like, whatever. Anytime I still see those guys around, though, I still say what's up. And some of these guys know me, and I don't know who the fuck they are. They'll come up to me, and I'll be like, damn, I don't know who this is, but all right, what's up? And it's like, it's crazy to see that. And I think I recognize who they are because they have that similar look. They have like that rider look.
Like shorts, sweater, hat.
Yeah, basically, and they're short too. A lot of the fools in NMEAP were short. That's fucked up, but it's true. A lot of those fools were small. And then from there it was going out to like Friedman for the vacations, because I don't think I ever had a vacation. I think the only vacation I ever had was in like freshman year. And then after that it was just busing it to fucking occupational centers to try to get ahead. Or just stay busy, I guess. I don't know what I was doing. I did all kinds of shit. But that's where I met a lot of different writers from, like, L.A., Bell, and then schools out in L.A. and shit like that. And then I started writing, like, more like that.
What was your favorite part of it, of the whole thing?
The adrenaline rush. Adrenaline rush is like, wow. You get that for all kinds of shit now. But I'm saying, like, it was more of that excitement of, like, getting up, putting my name somewhere, and hopefully it stays there for a good while. And it was like, that was what's fun for me. It still is, I guess. But now more than anything, what I do now, I do it for the picture. That's fucked up, but it's true. Like, I do it for the picture, like for for that. For, like, that's the goal, like the last thing. Because I don't tag anymore. I don't really tag. If I do, it's random. Like, it's like, all right. It's like one of those, all right, I'll do it. But I don't tag. I only paint big shit. I don't tag no more. You learn a lot, though, from that. I learned a lot, and that's how I pushed myself into design. I think that's when I started, like, pushing more into that world, too.
Design world?
Yeah.
What was the main thing? Just because it was like a good transition?
They go together, kind of. Those two, graffiti art is like the...
Well, around senior year, you were making the shirts, right? At the high school?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Was it?
Was it Wise?
Yeah,
Wise Up?
Wise Urban Wear, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wise Urban Wear.
So even since then, you kind of already had the like. I kind of want to make clothes or
I wanted to. Yeah,
shirts.
I wanted to do stuff that was like that was visible for the masses. I think that's still my goal. I want something that I can show millions of people. I want millions of people to see that. I want it to be global type shit. That's still the goal. But yeah, that's how it is. Graffiti is like that, right? Because you're trying to put your name up everywhere you are.
Yeah.
Everywhere you can. So graphic design is kind of like that transition. Like, it's the best way because that's what it is, basically. It's visual communication. So you start, it was a good transition to go into that. I took those 2 classes, or no, like, I think it was like 3 or 4. Like, I just kept taking the class, the graphic arts class in Southgate High. And
You asked, or how did you?
I mean, I think they gave it to me the first time, and I was like, all right, cool, I'll take it, right? Obviously, you have to, I think, right? So I took it, and then after that, I think I kept asking for it. I was like, you know what, can I take it again? Is it? Yeah, they were like, yeah, all right, cool. So I kept taking it. I think I took it like 3-4 times. I got to the point where I was running the printing press, so that was pretty cool. And then I was printing shirts. Like, after school, I would go back and print shirts for myself, and that was fun. I was like, damn. So that was the early beginning stages of Wise Up. Yeah, Wise, right? Wise. Yeah, I was pushing that name as like as a brand name. I didn't want to push my own name, so I was pushing Wise. I was always pushing Wise. That's why I gave it the name to Daniel. That's his name. Because I've always wanted to have that name, and that's why he's Wise too. Because I'm still.
Is it really 2? Like, is there?
No, it's not in his fucking birth certificate. But that's what I call him, Wise too. Because I still consider myself the first one. Even though there was more before me, but that's still me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wise Urban Wear. That was fun, man. That was way back. Yeah, I've always had that inclination, like to go into that. I've always wanted to go into that. And then that's when I started pushing heavy into the design thing. Like, all right, let me see what I can do.
So roughly around what, junior and senior kind of shaped your whole
senior
life.
Year. Yeah. Those last 2 years were like the years that guided me, kind of pushed me in one direction more than anything. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I went into that, and then I went to, as soon as I graduated, I went to El Camino because this will doesn't push me into it, basically. And we went, and then I started taking art classes. That's all I did. I took art classes because, like, fuck it, I want to do art. So, and then they low-key had like design classes too. I think I learned a lot of Illustrator there, Photoshop there too, I think. And yeah, that was cool. From there, it was when I decided, now, you know what, I'm gonna go. If I want to do this, I'm gonna go to this art school because I wanted to do it. Worst decision I ever fucking made. But it was a learning experience, but it was fucking the worst decision ever.
You ready, Mase? Party people in the place to be. It's about that time for us to.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Try and live it up, ride jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up. Stick a kid, nigga, what? Jig with a cut, ship Chris, spit it up. Hoes ride, get your nut till I can't get it up. I'm a big man, get a slam boom. I done hit everything from Cancun to Grand Tune. Why you stand on the wall, hand on your balls, lighting up drugs, always fighting in the club. I'm the reason they made the dress code. They figure out what and why when I'm in my fresh clothes. Dresses, I suppose, from my neck to my toes. Neck full of gold, baguettes in my rolls. Rec shows, collect those extra O's. By the E, get a key to the Lex to hold. East, west, every state, come on, bury the hate. Millions, the only thing we in the hurry to make. Whether from the ex-friend, intellect, or bins. Let's begin, bring this BS to an end. Come on.
Bad boy. Yeah. You make me feel so good.
Bad
you
boy.
know you make me feel so good. Yeah. You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad
Come on.
boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come on. You can't didn't understand we be Waikiki, shipping DP to the TV, look greedy. Little kids see me way out in DC with a Z3 Chrome BBs. They wanna be me. Niggas talking shit, they ought to quit. Unfortunate, they don't see a fourth what I get. And those be the same ones walking while I whip. Just started seeing cars cause they auction it. So while you daydream, mama say they gleam, and I deal with hoes that pose in Maybelline. One time you had it all. I ain't mad at y'all, now give me the catalog. I show you how daddy ball. 6 cars and power to 5 big stars. Sit up CEO style, smoking on cigars, nigga. It's like y'all be talking funny. I don't understand language of people with short money.
Bad, 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 bad boy. You make me feel so good.
Come on.
You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come on.
I wouldn't change you if I could.
Do Mase got the ladies. Do Puff drive Mercedes. Take hits from the 80s, but do it sound so crazy? With me personally, it's nothing personal. I do what work for me, you do what work for you. And I dress with what I was blessed with. Never been arrested for nothing domestic. And I chill the way you met me. With a jet ski, attached to a SC. Smoke my Nestle, no mad rap, ass cat where my check be. Problem with y'all, I said directly. Went from hard to sweet, starved to eat. From no holy shows to menage a suite. Now I be the cat that be hard to meet. Getting head from girls that used to hardly sleep. Come on.
Bad, 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 bad boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you
Bad
make
boy.
me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come on.
I wouldn't change you if I could.
Let's go.
Bad, 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 bad boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
Come on.
Bad, bad, bad,
Don't stop.
bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I
Okay, so school's bad. What you went to Art Institute, right? The Art
I
Institute.
decided to go to the Art Institute, and that was whack. It's a good school, but it's expensive. And if you don't do it the right way, and if you're not really committed, you shouldn't go there.
So you felt really committed though before
At the
then,
beginning,
right?
yes, yeah. My scope changed when I met Daniel's mom. But
That was what, a month, like already in? You were already in school?
yeah, I think I was already in school. And it was what? So I met her in 07? Yeah, 07.
Okay.
So yeah, I was around there. I was like 06, I think, is when I decided to go to school, to the Art Institute.
Hollywood?
I went to Los Angeles first.
Oh, LA.
First, I went to LA, which was in like Santa Monica or something, and that was cool. I liked the school; it was good. It's a good experience. But the reason why I say that is because the money. It doesn't make sense, but the money is the thing that kind of like ruins it for me. Because I spent too much money. But that was me messing around and fucking around and doing the shit I wasn't supposed to be doing. Dropping classes and failing classes. So I spent a lot more than I should have. And I ended up giving up on that once Daniel was coming in. Once I found out he was coming, I was like, that's it. I don't want to do this shit no more. And I gave up. And then my dad said, nah, not yet, man. You can't give up yet. That's a lot of money. So we went back, and then they pushed me to go to another school. I went to CDC, California Design College. And CDC was cool as fuck. It was I think it was like off of Wilshire. And that was fun. It was a good school. I liked everybody there, and it was good. It was a good environment. It was like 2 or 3 floors in a building, but it was good. I liked it a lot. I think I even saw Planet Asia there once. Not at the school, but like in that area.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, and I even said what's up to him. I was like, damn. And yeah, that was cool. That school was good, but then I got to a point where it was like hey, no, it wasn't even that. Not even that time yet. After that is when it got to that. No, because it changed into that school decided to become another art institute.
How so?
Because I think CDC was like a sister school to the Art Institute. So the Art Institute decided to make that an art institute, and they took it to Hollywood, to NoHo. So it became the Art Institute of North Hollywood. So they took us all over there.
So you ended up going back.
Back to an art institute. Yeah, correct. And it was like, all right, back to another AI, and then from there, the vibe just changed. I think the vibe just like completely like it got ruined for me. The people were, I don't know, it was bougie. I think it turned into some like bougie shit that I didn't want to be a part of, and I got to that point where it was like, hey, yeah, you're still a student, but I think eventually you're gonna get kicked out. And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, yeah, because I don't think you're not getting good grades in these classes, so you're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be like we're gonna have to cut you off. And I was like, so then fuck, I should stop now then because I'm still wasting money. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, but you could probably transfer out. I'm like, nah, they were just trying to steal, like basically like keep getting paid, knowing that eventually they were gonna have to tell me, all right, you gotta go, like you can't be here. So I think I ended up leaving. I was like, all right, I'm out. That's it. I withdrew from school and got all my transcripts, and then I went to Westwood. I went to Westwood College, and then that was whack. They made you do I think it was like 3 essays per class, all classes. Mm-hmm. Like, you had to do like 3 essays or whatever, and I didn't have time for that shit. I had Danny. I had that full-time fucking airport job.
Yeah.
There was no way to do that. I was like, nah. So then I stopped that one, and I just gave up on that one. And then that's when I just completely stopped. I was like, that's it. I don't want to do no more school. I'm not going to do this. Fuck it. I know what I know, and that's it. I'll just keep doing with what I know or whatever. And then stayed working at the airport. And then once I left the airport and I went to work at that print shop, because it's something that I've always wanted to do. So I was like, you know what? Let me go work at a print shop, try to find one.
You had a year off, though, didn't you? Before you even got the print job?
Oh, that was in the beginning of. That was the year that Daniel was born. Was when I took a year off.
Oh, really?
He was born in September, and then I got let go in December.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then I just chilled up to October. So it wasn't a whole year, but it was almost a whole year. In October, I went back to work of the next year, of the following year. And then I spent another couple years there. And then I went back. So when I quit the airport, when I was finally tired of that shit, I went to work at that print shop. The airport was paying me decent, right? And I went to the print shop to win minimum wage, which was like fucking $8. This was like 3 years ago. It was like $8. So my salary was like, fuck, it hurt. I was like, damn, what am I going to do? But it was something I wanted to learn, so I was like, fuck it, I gave it a chance still. And then I had a conversation with the owner of the shop because he found out that I was trying to find another job still. Because obviously I wasn't getting paid good enough, so I was still trying to find more money. And then he found out, so he had me stick around one day, and he just started talking to me. And honestly, he was the one that was like, fuck it. He changed my whole everything. That conversation with that guy. He ended up telling me that basically like a life check. What are you doing with your life? Like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here? Like, what are you trying to do? Did you go to school? Are you going to school? Like, he was asking me things like.
You're how old now?
When?
Or at that point?
This was like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, this was like 3 years ago. So I was hitting my 30 probably. And yeah, I was probably hit like 28, 29, something like that. But it took for him to be like, hey, what do you give me a reality check basically, and checked me, told me what am I doing. He gave me all kinds of scenarios, and he even wrote down like things I should be doing on papers, giving me notes. And then after that, I think I started looking up schools that were the same as, they had design programs. And then I found Platt College. And then once I found that, called them, scheduled the meeting, and then that was it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going back to school. Went back, and that shit was hard. Because then I decided to quit the print shop and then go to work at this fucking pharmaceutical company now. And then the schedules was just like, man, horrible. But I ended up doing it. It wasn't the planned goal, but now I can say at least that I am a graphic designer.
Did you have like less than a year of school though left?
If I yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Artists Artist Institute really fucked me up. Like it's
for Art Institute you were gonna go for how long? 2 years? 4 years?
Nah, it would have been about a year and a half.
You would have went only for a year and a half?
Basically.
But
I remember one time I even tried to sign up to another AI to just try to finish my stuff, and it was about a year and a half that I had left. And then they didn't accept me because of I don't know what. They said no. But yeah.
Did you go with any scholarships or like anything like that, or just straight up
Nah, just straight up.
For the other colleges, the Westwood and CDC and all that, was that also like going into debt, or it was just like
it was basically adding more into the fucking
shit
debt hole. Yeah, if you really think about it, that's all. It was all wasted money right there. All the art institutes, all the other colleges that I went to, it was all a waste of money. Not a waste, but it was. Yeah, well, I fucked up. I spent money the wrong way. Yeah, whatever. That's what I learned. And then, but I mean, now I could say I'm a designer though.
Yeah,
kind of. Kind of when I do it.
So what's stopping you now? What's stopping you from creating everything?
From more? I think it's just I read this fucking meme the other day that it said they're basically paying you $17 an hour to fucking not do what you really want to do, and it's true that you my job is what's fucking holding me down. So like I don't, if design were to pay the same way, like obviously, but at this point, because I don't do it as much as I should or I could, it's not it's not a benefit if I do that. For me to use that time to do that or whatever, I'm not winning anything yet from it. So it's like I've always wanted to push our stuff because it's like, oh, that's cool, and then that's on my own shit, right? When anybody asks me for like something, like, hey, can you design this for me? Fuck, I'm like, low key, I'm like, damn, because I don't have time. Like the time is the shit that is like that's what I need, time, and I don't have that. So I stop myself because I don't have that right now.
So if you had the freedom, do you think you would?
I'd probably do a lot more.
Do you think you would be afloat if you were to quit your job and just go full on design?
Oh man, I know that.
It's a big.
That 1 year that I took off. I ended up going to. I ended up doing a lot with that kind of world. I ended up starting that other record thing with Joe, and we did that, and we made that shit happen for a while.
What are you talking about?
Mase Musica.
You made what?
We started that whole project up around that time period. When I took that year off, or almost a year from work, is when Mase Musica started. Like basically, its birth around that time. Mase Musica was created, and then that happened, and then and it became something. So I was staying busy. I was doing that. I even did design work for like other people, like freelance stuff, which was cool, a few flyers and things like that. But yeah, I know that there is something that I could do. Like if I had that, I could do more with it. Damn, would it be able to pay my stuff though? I don't know.
How much
debt am I in?
No, how much what's the word? Like how much a month would you think you would need?
To what? To survive?
Yeah.
Fuck.
2,000?
Nah, way more than that.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, nah, way more than that. Let me see. Let me do the math. Yeah, but about 3 maybe.
Oh shit. Okay.
To be good.
You could probably make one like a month for just design.
Yeah.
Maybe on maybe like a decent month.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I need at least. Yeah. I need at least. Nah. Maybe even more if you start thinking of like the right way. If you start thinking about it the right way, I would probably need more than that. But whatever. Right now, I'm getting by.
So what's the dream? What's your dream design job to have?
To just direct it. To just not do all the work, but just direct the movement, the brand, create stuff, but create ideas, I guess, more than anything, right? Create ideas is probably like my favorite spot. Create ideas to make something better than what it was, or better than what it is. That's one of my favorite things. I still look at logos and things like that for anybody, and I'm like, man, they could have did this, or I wish they would have spaced it, or I wish they would have did that.
Yeah.
I can do that shit all day, and man, I wish I could do that. That would be my goal, to work in that type of scenario where I could just, I don't know, like update people's shit. I don't know, something like that.
You were designing a lot for Mas Musica
At that point, yeah.
At that point, you were designing a lot for it.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of little covers and things like that. The logo we came up with.
At the same time, you were doing the Sir Quotes a lot too?
Sir Quotes a lot. The first thing that ever started with me...
Because that's your Fresh Daily, right?
Yeah, the first thing that ever started with me was Wise Up. Wise Up Productions. And I didn't have no logo for that or anything, but it was the first thing I ever came up with. I was like, oh, this is going to be my company or whatever. Excuse me. And that was probably like the first thing that I came up with. Then I pushed Sir Quotes a lot. Right at around that point. I forgot when was the birth of it, but it was around that time. Probably a little bit after that. I started coming up with things for that. And it was just the idea of quotes. I think at that time Facebook was heavy on the quotes. The quotes came into the Facebook world, and it was like boom, quote, 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 quote. People were just quoting all kinds of other fucking people instead of coming up with their own shit. So I don't know, I just got that idea of like, man, push the quotes, but design for them, create designs for them. There was this project in one of my art classes that we turned. It was a type class, and we turned quotes, and we created design from the quote, but from just text, from type. And that's what it was like, oh, yeah, I could do that? Like, oh, that's cool. Like, I want to do that. And that's what I was doing with Sir Quotes a lot. Either ideas or phrases or words, and I was making them, trying to make them stand out somehow, right? I did a lot for that, yeah.
Mm.
I think Insanely Brilliant was a Sir Quotes a lot original.
It just fizzled out, or what? Why did you even slow down with that whole thing?
With designing for that kind of shit? Yeah, I think it was a creative block. I went through like a creative block. I go through them all the time, where it's like, I don't want to come up with stuff. I guess I think it's the real world takes over, like my real necessities, my daily life takes over, and I block everything out. It's like, whatever.
The things or at least how I do things, it's like I think of something, I want to do it, I do it,
and you do it,
and then whatever, I keep going to the next fucking project or whatever. For the Fresh Daily thing, I wanted to do that for a while, and I didn't know the name. I couldn't. I don't know. I just wanted to do it. I didn't know what the name was. And then, I told you Fresh Daily. And immediately you sent me one, and then you sent me another design, and then another, and then another.
I think I was bored that day.
It just felt like, I was like, oh, shit. And then it was more like, instead of instead of you saying, what are you going to do with it? You were more like, what are we going to do with it?
That's funny.
Like, let's do something with it. Let's do more of this, or let's.
I think at that point when it was like, I think it was a name. That was like, oh yeah, this is a good name.
Because it's a good 5 and 5.
Yeah.
So like this.
So it's actually no, it's not. No, it is 5 and 5. But I'm saying, visually, that fucking I and the L together, it's a smaller gap. It's not. It's hard. It's difficult to balance it, but it is good balance. But I think once you told me that, once you brought it to my you were like, hey, here, this is what I want to do, and I was like, all right, cool. I think the name took over. So it's like you're working on a project, right, deep, right? So it's like I'm working on Sir Quotes a lot, and I'm trying to stay on that. But then you hit me with a good name, and I was like, I want to do this real fast. And then I did one, And then I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. And then what was the second one? I think I did You and Me or something like that.
Yeah, you did. I don't know which ones were first, but you've done like at least 7.
I did the logo, the first logo, and then I did the You and Me, and I was like, oh, the You and Me's cool. I did the Fresh Daily Los Angeles one.
Because it was originally going to be like just a YouTube series. Like I had all these shows in mind, and then it just spiraled into
I said
like
no.
It spiraled off to making shirts and other stuff.
I said no, not just that. It's a brand. This isn't a YouTube. This is a whole brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that.
That was what, 2014?
Yeah, I was like, 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, something like that. That was the birth. I think so. I gotta check the facts, but I know the first image I shared at some point was like 2014, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's when it was. I don't know. I really liked it. I really liked the way it was coming out, and then the way I think my favorite part is the way they all go together. Like when you look at them, it's a consistent look.
Yeah.
It hasn't really changed, you know. And that's what I think I like about it. It's like, oh, like you could see, it's kind of consistent. So it's like, that was good. I don't know. That's how it came up. And it's still good. I still like that idea. Right now, I think it's more of having the time to come up with more stuff for it. It's not difficult, but the time is like, I
feel like if you get the computer, it might be a little quicker.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But who knows?
My computer works, but it's old.
I feel like you get a decent one for like $400, $500. Like the one I had before.
Maybe you could start a GoFundMe and everybody listening could fucking donate.
Everybody like a good $10.
Everybody that listens to this shit, go to the GoFundMe and spread the love.
Just $10 each. It's just I don't know. I would feel.
How about a 20? Fuck
just
10.
Just because you're quick. Because if you know what you want, you know how to do it, so you'll just do it.
Yeah, people hit me up. People hit me up right now for like things.
It's not like it takes you long. It's just you don't have time for it.
It's either that or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm blocking it. Cause look at me. I could be doing shit right now, but it's like I'll just do this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is me right now. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not in that in that zone right now. It was there's always burst, and I always write down notes still. I still have a lot of notes that I write down anytime I get them. I get an idea and I write it down, but I won't complete it. Right? Are you saying you go through them and you try to do them at that point? I'll write them down and they'll stay there for months, years, or whatever. I still have things that I wrote down for like short quotes a lot that I was like I've never put them into work or whatever. But there's a lot of good ideas still. I think that's what I need to be doing, maybe more. Do it as soon as I come up with it.
Yeah, you came up with the Be Original thing fucking quick as fuck.
Yeah,
that was just fucking around. You just called and
original.
Yeah. I was like, I think I told you, I was like, we just have to, focus on us. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, right? We just have to focus in and that's it. I mean, everything's pretty much there.
Yeah.
We have everything we already have. We have the press. We have the heat press. We have a backer willing to do some stuff. We have all these ideas. It's just we need time.
Yeah, or a lot of money.
That works too.
GoFundMe.
It's just fuck. As I think of sometimes I think of the cool shit to fucking put. Like, so I want sweats.
I want socks and fucking drawers and everything.
Yeah. I never thought of.
I want a whole everything.
I think in high school that's when I started doing like stuff because I would go to the Southeast, and they had an art club and they had a fashion club.
Oh, that's right.
So I would walk from Southgate High School all the way to Southeast, and they would have those clubs like after school programs or whatever. And I would like say, hey, I know I go to this school, but can I just come in for this? And it was like every Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. So I would go to the art club, and then I would go to the fashion club, and the fashion club would teach me how to sew and all this stuff. And I was making like shitty fucking bags.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was doing all that. I was trying to learn because I wanted to do all that stuff.
Yeah, that's how it's part of it, right?
And then in college, I was taking. I think I took 3 semesters of the print shop class. So I was learning all about like certain ways of
Printing.
screens, printing. Yeah. So I was already kind of shaping in kind of what I wanted to do. So now I went to I fucking went to a print shop too, and I was trying to apprentice there for like a fucking while. And I had the press from high school, and I was trying to use it.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was
What did you make? You made something, huh?
I made a bucket of paint. I printed
that's
out a
right,
bucket
yeah.
of paint. Yeah, I was making a few things, but yeah, even now I know we have the stuff here, and we have the screens and the ink and all that stuff. I just it's time again, I guess. Time and money.
Time and money, more than anything.
That's the downfall about having a job.
Of
You just don't
having
have the time.
of having to have a job, yeah. Of needing a fucking job. That's the thing that sucks. Like I wish I didn't have to do it.
When I got fired last year, I thought I was gonna have more time for this, but it kept like I kept packing on videos so I can be okay on life.
Yeah.
And it was just like I couldn't find that fucking balance.
Yeah, nah.
And even now it's like slowly kind of meeting around the middle, and it's just like
Yeah, nah. I mean, I think the thing that took over for me at some point in the last 2 years was my health. Was when I decided to be like, you know what, I'm gonna change me. Like I want to change me first. The goal was, and it still is, but the goals were finish the school, and I did that. And once I did that, I told myself, and I told teachers too. I remember telling them, I go, my next goal is to fix me, like physically.
Is that how you are now? You feel now?
I'm doing it. I'm still in the process.
I'm currently doing it.
I'm in the process of it. But I did a lot already. Like I feel way better than what I used to feel like. But yeah, that's my second goal. I think that's why I haven't really pushed art as much as I could be.
I mean, recently you started painting.
Recently I started painting again because it was kind of mandated.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fresh Force Crew. Biels Fresh Force Crew. Look me up. Biels One. Yeah, we had a couple meetings, and we're trying to push the crew a little bit more this in the next few months, years, or whatever. And that's what it is. That's why I started trying to get my hands wet with paint again, which is fucking exciting, which is cool. It's giving my my creative juices flowing again. So I was like, oh hell yeah! I start coming up with color schemes and stuff like that, and it feels good to do that.
Do you have a goal now besides the health?
After that, it's more like it's more of like, you know, like more of me. It is more of me, but it's the other stuff, you know, fix my other problems, not physically, but like the other problems that I have. I want to try to fix those after that, and then I don't know, and then focus on other things, I guess. Right now, my main concern is me. Try to get me right, make me feel better, because I was feeling whack for a long time. I don't know if you guys know. I don't think you guys know, but I went through like a serious depression for like the last like 4 years, maybe. Like I was deep in depression, and maybe it didn't look that way, but I was like super deep. Like I guess I was hiding behind like weed and beer and shit like that. So I was like real depressed. You know, people say that you don't know you're depressed until you snap out of it, and I think that's exactly what happened. Once I snapped out of it, I was like, damn, what was wrong with me, or why was I like that? And it was just all the shit that had happened. You know, you feel like you failed at school, they kick you out, and then your relationship breaks. It's like, everything was just crumbling. So I was like, it was whack for a long time, and it was like I try to hide behind the weed and then the beer and then the weight became a fucking thing. I was uncomfortable, and I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, whatever. I was like, I was hiding behind a lot of shit. So I was like, man. But depression fucked me up for like 3 years, and I could say now that I don't feel that way anymore. I feel really good now. Physically,
that's good. Yeah,
physically and mentally, I feel way better than what I used to feel. And you could talk to friends, like my real friends and shit, and they'll tell you straight up, yeah, this fool was weird for a couple years. Like I think I was having a conversation with one of them the other day, and they say, oh, fuck, Biles, you don't come out a lot. And it's true. It's something that I do to myself. I seclude myself. Like I don't want to be I don't want to be somewhere or whatever. I don't
Now or then?
Even now, I'll do it sometimes. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it. It's becomes one of those things. But yeah, then way more. Then it was just like, nah, I'm gonna hide in the house. I'm not going nowhere. You know, you feel whack. You don't feel the way you should or whatever. People love me, like when I go out with them and things like that. And I every time I would actually step out, I would feel good. But it was never good enough. Like I was like, because you always come back to the same bullshit. You know, you come back and it's like, I came back to the same situations that I was hiding behind. So I was like, whatever. So yeah. Luckily though, I'm not feeling like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you snapped back in.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the family really noticed that.
No, it doesn't. No,
yeah, no, I don't think,
I guess you hit it well.
Yeah, I don't think
I had
anybody
no idea.
really noticed that was going on with me. But
Understandable. I mean, that year.
If you see me now, as opposed to like that time, yeah, you can tell like, oh, this guy, something's going on with him. People were tripping on me when I threw the braces on. People don't know that I have braces on right now. Like, that's crazy. Fucking 30-year-old with braces. Like, why? But it was just one of those things. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fix myself. I'm gonna fix everything. Might as well. It's like, wow. But yeah, it took me 30 years, but I'm doing it. It's getting better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then little Daniel pushes a lot of shit on me too. He makes my decisions easier now. And he's pretty cool.
How? What does he do?
He, I don't know. He talked, because I guess this is the way I talk to him. So he talks to me the same way. I want a phone right now. I'm trying to buy a phone. GoFundMe. GoFundMe. I need a new phone. And we went to the phone. We went to Metro. And I was looking at the phones, and he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, what are you thinking? I
have Metro right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just pretty cool. Stop hating. I went to the store, and then we're looking at the phones, and me and him are looking around, and I'm asking him for his opinion, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, what do you think if I get the same phone I have, but it's the next phone, you know? It's like the upgrade to my phone. It's the same phone, but it's an upgrade. And or I get this badass phone over here. And then he was just like, he was like, well, look, you look pretty fresh now. You know, you lost a lot of weight, and goes, you're looking pretty good. He goes, why wouldn't you just get the best phone? You know, get the fresh phone instead. Like, nah, you don't need the old one. Like, why would you just do that? Just get the better phone. Yeah, it's more expensive, but nah. He goes, you gotta look fresh. All the whole thing has to look fresh. So I was like, oh, it's like that's cool. Like I was like, dude, that's dope. Like. It's my boy fucking telling me, yo, you're going to be fresh. You got to be fresh the whole way through. It's like, damn. And that's like, wow. When you hear him talk like that to me, it's like, wow. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I got to GoFundMe. I got to get the bad phone, right? I got to get the best phone they have right now. Whatever that is, I got to get the best one. The most expensive one. But yeah, that's how he pushes me with his fucking ways, his things.
When do you see the brand officially dropping?
Damn, it's never really dropped, huh?
No, I don't.
It's not.
It's always just been there.
It's been there in the background.
Like it's coming, but it's
coming, but it's someday.
Because we have to stay consistent afterwards.
Well, this last plan, and then the last things I sent you, those, it seems more concise. It seems more put together than ever before now. Because now that we know exactly what it is, and now it's just a matter of producing that. The last things I sent you.
Yeah.
And then just basically producing all those ideas, and then that's it. Like that'll be the fucking, go freshdaily.la and buy that shit. That'll be it. Like that's it. That's all it needs.
It'll come soon.
When can it happen? Fuck, I don't know. I guess it could happen now, but we just need to produce it. We need to have it. and that's it. When can we have it? That's the fuck. Ask yourself that. When can we have it? Because when we have it, then they have it.
Like, yeah. Yeah.
It's money.
Yeah. That's true. Go fund me.
Go fucking fund me.
Go fund me.
I need that.
All right.
I need that money.
One of the last things before we finish up, you were involved in probably the biggest adventure I had, which is a Minnesota trip.
Yeah, I heard that shit.
The Rhyme Series 20.
The only thing that was irking me when you were talking about this fucking story was like, man, this food wasn't there. He didn't get the dates right at all.
Oh, did it? Oh, I
thought it was in a weekend. It was a fucking Thursday.
Oh, what's Thursday?
We got there
Yeah,
Thursday.
I said it was Thursday.
We got there Thursday. Nah, you said it was a fucking Friday.
I thought it was
and
Friday.
The show was Saturday. No, the show was on a Friday.
It wasn't Friday. It was on a Friday.
Yeah, the show was on
fuck,
a
I thought
Friday.
it was Saturday.
And we came back on a Saturday, I think.
You
Yeah,
sure?
I think we came back Saturday. Yeah, we got there Thursday night, and then we came back Saturday before the Sunday game. Because of that, we're like, nah, we were not gonna fly. We weren't gonna get flights out, so we had to come back Saturday. Because fucking Seattle was playing at Minnesota that weekend, and they ruined our fucking flight. But that was a great experience, huh? That was like...
It was a fucking sick-ass show, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Everything, top to bottom. I mean, you heard it. You heard me fucking talking all about it. It was insane.
The only thing that was fucked up for my experience is the whole fucking... What was it? Like height sickness? What was that shit called?
Yeah, the higher elevation
The
thing.
elevation fucked me up.
Yeah, that was I tripped out on that one because
it was the health thing too though. Like if you think
it
about
was?
it,
I guess it was.
If you think about it, it was more of me
fuck, the show was a Friday.
More of me being fucking unhealthy and not being able to breathe and shit. That shit fucked me up though. I remember that's the only thing that fucked me up. But the show was dope. Seeing Dilated at another city was like the shit to me. Seeing an LA crew out in fucking Minnesota was like, wow, that's dope. I was like, oh shit.
You trip out when you saw
and Mertz was out there too, huh?
Yeah, when you see Atmosphere in their hometown because they're such like a hometown.
Yeah, and they're always talking about their fucking hometown, I think.
So to see them in their hometown, like with all their fucking people, it was
that was exciting.
When we got there, as soon as we got there, it felt like a Rhyme Sayer city. Like it didn't feel like
that's true.
Like Minnesota didn't feel like a whatever. Minneapolis didn't feel like a...
When we went to... where did we go to that? The rental car place?
Yeah.
And they were talking about, oh, you're going to go to the show too?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I think the whole city's going. Like, oh, fuck.
It's a big fucking thing. That's cool.
Was that fucking where they play, right? Where the Timberwolves play, right?
Yeah, the Target Center?
Target Center.
Yeah.
The Target Center it wasn't that packed. Like for a Friday, I guess it was a good amount of people. But yeah, once I looked around, I was like, oh yeah, it got pretty good. Once all the lights were flicker was on, I was like, oh yeah, that shit's dope. Yeah, it sucks that you didn't get to see how I saw it, but the whole thing was trippy. Like no, I know. You know what,
dude, going upstairs
because I knew there was a way to get down there. Like I knew there was a way, and then Sire was like, yo, there's a way, dog. Like. And I was like, look, and I told him the scenario. Yeah, just tell that fool to give you one of his stickers, another camera. You get down there, and that's it. Walk down, and he was like, yeah, huh? I was like, yeah, we could both do it. I'll pass it to you, and then and it'll happen. And but I was sick. I just didn't feel good. I think I even took a nap during somebody's set. I think it was fuck, I don't know, man. My bad. I'm not even gonna say it. But somebody's set. I remember I even took a nap of how bad I was feeling at the show. It was horrible nausea. It was like but yeah, the show itself, the whole experience traveling over there, I think we took like 4 flights.
That whole thing felt like a fucking, it's the same thing like I said earlier. It's a big world out there that you don't really get to experience every day.
And the cool thing was I hadn't flown in a long years, I guess, since I was little, so taking 4 flights in 3 days was like
that first flight was the shit, just because we had our own aisle.
It was empty. Yeah, that was cool. Great. Yeah, it was a good experience, man. That shit kind of started everything. I went to Arizona in April. with Pantone 294. Check out the Dodger game, and I was like, man, I can't believe I'm in Arizona right now. It's like fucking crazy. I'm going to Miami in July for another fucking experience, so that's gonna be cool. Like I don't know, I think it just kind of started a lot more of like trying to do that now. Go out places, and it did kind of feel like we were kind of like I guess like on a tour, kind of, right? Flying from city to city at that point.
Seattle to Wisconsin to Minneapolis.
It felt like we were like on tour with them. Yeah, Greaves. Yeah, I'll see you at the show.
Yeah, when we saw him at the thing.
Yeah, Greaves. Oh, what's up, bro? I'll see you over there, bro. Yeah, we're headed over there too. On trip.
That's such that was so fucking cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for another one, man.
If I could do that's the goal. To work there, it'll be great. If I could be their LA based person or whatever, that would be awesome.
Hell yeah, yeah, that'd be dope. I still think you need to fly us out to New York somehow. Find a fucking something over there.
That'd be sick. That would be super great.
Find some sort of scenario.
Go fund me.
Where Jay-Z is performing, because I haven't seen that guy. Living legend. He's only
living legend.
I need to see all the living legends. Not the actual.
July. What do you mean?
What?
July 22nd.
What?
Back to basics. Oh, you mean other people? You mean actual living legends?
Actual living
like
legends. Who? Dr. Dre. I haven't seen Dr. Dre before.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Jay-Z. Haven't seen that guy before.
Okay.
Fuck. Who else? There's a few. They're in hiding, but I haven't seen some of them. I know there's a few. There's a couple people that I still have to see that I've never seen perform.
Real quick before we finish up, what's your favorite graffiti artist?
Rhyme. Jersey Joe.
Oh. Colors?
Everything. Balance. Style. Color schemes. Jersey Joe fucking shaped a lot of my shit too coming up. Jersey Joe MSK, yeah. He's my favorite right now. Still. Oh, Draftsman too. Coffee UTI. Coffee was a shit, bro.
If you couldn't do graphic design, what would you do? What would you be?
I don't know, man. I think I'd be a rapper.
You're good with words, so I feel like something with words or English or something.
I was telling Val yesterday, man, I should have been a rapper. He's like, yeah, you should. Fuck yeah. And I was like, yeah. He goes, I still remember that rap you spit. And I was like, man, that's nothing. I should have been a fucking rapper. If I was a rapper, man, I think I would have been super good by now. But I didn't go that way.
If you had another name, graph name to be?
Oh, another graph name. I've been writing Basic right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With a K or C?
With a C, because you have to have flair. And K's have flair, don't get me wrong, but a C has way more flair. Yeah. I've been writing Basic for the last couple of weeks. So be on the lookout. Basic Fresh Daily. Yeah, you might get a Basic design. Because Basic, I don't know, yeah, I've been writing Basic. I don't know, it looks good. I've been writing that for a little bit. Basic probably be my next name. I might change it.
You have a state in mind that you're gonna visit next week, next year probably?
Do I want to go? Oh man, there's a lot of places that I kind of want to see. I think if I go somewhere again though, like I want to go and I want to actually stay there for a little bit. Like give me some time. I don't know. I've always wanted to go to Seattle, but to actually go see it. I'm gonna hit Miami in a month, so that's gonna be fun. See how that is over there. New York still New York, I guess. New York. I want to go fucking see that side of the world. And then out of this fucking country, I want to go to Tokyo. I don't know why, but I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go see Japan. Their fucking food proportions are way smaller, I think, and I want to see that. I want to eat right. I want to see what the fuck they. I think they eat plastic though, huh? That's the only shit, right?
I don't know.
I think they eat plastic, man. I think some of their food is plastic.
Oh shit.
Tokyo, catch me out there.
Tokyo,
go fund me. Send me to Tokyo.
That'd be tight.
Send
That'd
me
be
to
tight, that'd be
Tokyo.
tight.
Basic in
All right.
Tokyo.
All right, we finished up.
That should,
Good hour or something.
That was a long time.
I know, but I got to know you a lot more than I did before.
I mean, there's still a lot, but
I'm sure there's a lot.
maybe later another part.
Who knows? Episode something. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, but yeah, man. I think I was telling you a little bit about it yesterday, and I think that's just pretty cool that to see your progression in this scene is pretty cool. Like that's a trip, you know. You kind of took it from where I feel like I left it. I was like, oh, cool, because I did leave the scene for a while. Like I was like, I'm not involved. I wasn't anybody huge, but I was still, you know, involved.
Uh-huh.
And to see your progression in it is pretty cool. From being the guy just taking pictures to being the guy that's throwing the show. That's like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like you're going up more and more and more. So it's pretty dope.
From the Soul.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Volume 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is probably, I don't know, in the future. It's going to be a lot of shows, a lot of shows in the future, a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Let's go back home inside. But want to say anything before we finish up?
Yeah, at Biels One.
Everything?
Hashtag Fresh Force Crew. Hashtag Fresh Daily. At Fresh Daily LA. Damn.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Yeah, follow me. Everything at Biels One a lot. Google my shit. I'll come up.
BIELS?
BIELS 1. The number 1. BIELS 1. Yeah, catch me. Catch me if you can.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard, you never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. And I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me, now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos in Queens, in dough for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. And it's still all good, And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green, leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew is lounging, celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps a act with minks on her back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the sauce. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Damn right, I like the life I live. Cause I went from negative to positive, and it's all. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Representing B-Town in the house. Junior Mafia, Math Label. Yeah.